What's going on, JRPG family? We are approaching 2025 at rapid speed, and in today's video I want to go over my top 5 JRPG releases of 2024. Now, as we all know, this year has been insane for JRPGs, and dare I say it, one of the best JRPG years in recent memory. But before we jump into today's video, I want to give a happy birthday shout out to my main man Duradan. Appreciate you. Thank you for all the support that you give to the channel. With that being said, let's jump into my top 5 and let me know if you agree or disagree with some of these releases that I have. Now, probably because this one is fresh on my mind, Ys Nordics has been an absolute blast to play. Between its high-paced battle system and its awesome relationship and interaction between both of the main characters and the duo system that this game features, I'm really enjoying this game. I also enjoy the graphics and I like the direction that the story is heading in. I am working on a full review of this game, so be sure to check the channel out for that when it eventually drops. But man, I feel like this game was the sleeper hit of the year. Not many folks talked about it. Some people reviewed it when it came out, but I feel like it came and it went. But for me, in a standout year of JRPGs, this type of game right here was the one that I was personally looking for. It's not too overcomplicated, it doesn't try to do too many different things, and in fact, the things that it does do differently, like sailing and little mini games like running away from bosses, it does that really well in my opinion. So I gotta put Ys on here as one of the top JRPGs that I've played this year, or in my opinion, that has brought me extreme joy. So I know Ys fans are happy about me throwing this game up here on the list because I don't play many of these games, but this one caught my eye and I felt as though it was worthy of a mention. So if you haven't tried it yet, definitely go try out this game. I highly recommend it. Now, some of you folks might be a little upset with me about this release, but this is the Grandia collection that came out for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox this year. Now, I'm throwing this up on here because personally, this is my favorite JRPG of all time, and any chance that I get to bring it to new audiences or talk about it, I will do so. But now, these pair of amazing JRPGs came out earlier this year for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox, but they are also available on Steam and the Nintendo Switch. So if you're brand new to the Grandia series, be prepared to experience some of the most engrossing stories that you've ever seen, some of the most compelling characters that you've ever ran into, and perhaps what I call the best turn-based battle system in JRPG history. Yes, I said it. Let's fight down in the comment section below. But nah, millennia. But nah, I love Grandia 2. It is probably my favorite JRPG of all time, and any chance that I have to introduce you new audiences to these fine JRPG titles, I will continue to put them in the forefront of my videos. But yeah, this was one of the favorite releases that I had come out this year because it showed me that the Grandia series is not exactly dead. If it's still being ported to modern consoles, there may be a chance yet that we could see more Grandia in the future. We just have to continue to support these little small releases when they come. Next on my list, man, I feel like everybody is sleeping on Granblue Fantasy Relink. This game was a big deal before it came out, and then it came out to some relatively, I would say, safe reception. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing too crazy, but I just remember the Steam numbers being insane for this game, perhaps for its co-op nature. But for me, this was one of the highlights of my JRPG experiences in 2024. This game was not a disappointment to me. It was everything that I wanted. Of course, you could clean up the battle system and a couple other things a little bit better, little better story. Well, actually, let me take that back. One of the biggest critiques of this game is definitely the story. It kind of just throws you into it. You're not understanding what's going on. And if you're not of the lore of the Granblue lineage, you are just thrown into this place with all of these different characters in this story that seems like it was going on without you. Perhaps that was their intention, but nevertheless, I really enjoyed this game's battle system and the co-op nature. I played with my brother all the time, and I have to say it, this game is simply beautiful. It is one of the best graphic art directions, whatever you want to call it. I enjoyed everything about the aesthetic of Granblue Fantasy Relink. So it still sits pretty high in my top JRPG experiences of 2024, and I can't wait to see how they can grow and expand upon this foundation that has been set. So I hope this wasn't a one-off thing, and I hope that we see way more Granblue, but yeah, this is definitely in my top 5 for 2024. All right, I have to do it. I know this game is on everyone's top 5, top 10, top 15, top video game of all time, but I have to give Metaphor its due. This game is phenomenal. I am still working my way through it as I really want to take a long and thorough look and play through with this game, but I have to recognize excellence when I see excellence, and they have just done a phenomenal job with this game. From its distinct character designs to its atmosphere to its aesthetic, they did a tremendous job with Metaphor, and the fact that the game has received so much critical acclaim as a new IP, and it's really just reinvigorated the JRPG space in a big way, especially during a year that already had a Persona game come out as well. So I have to throw Metaphor on my top 5 JRPGs of 2024. It is only right to do so. Again, this game is not for everybody. It's not a perfect game, but boy, it's good. It's excellent. It's Metaphor. I'll have a more in-depth thoughts and perspectives when I do a full review on this game, probably earlier next year, because my backlog is extremely filled up right now. But yeah, you got to give credit where credit is due. Metaphor is simply phenomenal. And at the top of my list, if you follow my channel, you already knew that this game was coming. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes was probably my favorite JRPG of the entire year. Now, with this game, there was a lot of controversy, you could say. From the whole dialogue thing to the game being unfinished and undercooked in certain areas, I'll say this. As a massive Suikoden fan, this game gave me that nostalgia like I have not felt with any modern JRPG in such a long time. Eiyuden Chronicle was rough around the edges, but the innards of this game is beautiful, it's incredible, and it has a heart and intention of gold. This foundation that has been built with Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes can only become greater if the developers listen and receive the feedback that we have given to this game. I stayed up for hours like a little kid again into the wee hours playing Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, trying to build my HQ, trying to improve and buff up my characters, as well as looking for missable and recruitable characters throughout the vast map of this game. This game right here just really did something to me. It may not be the most polished. It wasn't the most impressive. Graphically, it's not the most impressive. Performance-wise, it's not the most impressive. But the heart and the spirit of this game reminded me of the late 90s, early 2000s essence, and that is the area of JRPG that I am from. So I am completely biased by including this game on my top 5 JRPG list because it resonated within me. It did something to me that personally hit notes and cues that I was looking for in a JRPG. So that's what a lot of you guys have to understand. When you go to listing your top 5, it may not resonate with everyone. Even if it's objectively a better game, your top 5 is your top 5, so you should own it, and Eiyuden Chronicle is on mine. All right, y'all. I'll be doing a Cali Q Awards later on this month where I will be giving you guys games like my Game of the Year and my JRPG of the Year. Thank you for watching this video, man. If you love this kind of content, consider checking around the channel, see if there's anything you like. I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. Peace.